got former chairman Oredo Local Government Council, former two-time commissioner in Edo State, Honorable Victor Inorama, joining this conversation on our countdown to Edo State governorship election. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, viewers.
We also have with us here Osahon Sabohen, who is also a member of the APC Campaign Council media team. Osahon, thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you very much. Emigaro Sabohen is my name.
Thank you so much.
You just gave me a new name, Osahon. Thank you very much.
Okay, a whole lot of talking points on the countdown to the election. Basically, questions are being asked about what is best suitable for Edo State as we look forward to November handover of the present administration under Governor Godwin Obaseki. And of course, questions about raising the bar of governance are also there. But let's start from the basics. What's your assessment of the campaign so far, and then what's your assessment of the electorate's perception of the candidates, of the issues, as far as the election is concerned? Victor.
Well, good morning, viewers. The campaign is going well. I mean, this is the highest job in the states where people have presented themselves to for the programs that they have for Edo people. And the people have the right to question those who are vying for these positions. If you don't make yourself available to the people to be questioned, then there is a problem. This is a critical segment in Edo State politics, and where we have to choose our governor come 21st September 2024. It's not something that we have to take lightly. I will urge everybody to participate in this process, because if you don't participate in the process, then you have yourself to blame. If you stay away from this process, then there is a reason for you to have a bad government. So I urge every Edolite to be a part of this process. And so far, so well, people are responding. If you check the social media, you see how people are following up with different candidates and their programs. So for me, the candidates of the various parties that is participating in this process, they have to make their case known to the people. Not only telling us what you can do, you also have to explain to us how you're going to do it. So far, so well, you have the PDP candidate who is going around selling himself to the people, telling Edo people what he's going to do for them. And the people have the right to also question how he's going to execute such a program. So for me, the stake is high. It's not an election where everybody, anyone should stand aside. It's an election where everyone should be a part of, because when you are choosing the leader, you decide not to participate in the process of choosing that leader, then you become a victim of whatever the outcome of that process produce. So for me, Edo people are very enlightened to know the difference between the different political parties that is participating in this process. So they are involved, they are asking questions, they are calling out for who are these candidates? Let us know your background, let us know what you intend to do for us. So they are questioning people. So if you don't make yourself available to answer to these questions, then I am very, very sure that the people will not take you serious in this election.
All right. What are your thoughts? Do you share in these sentiments?
Well, thank you very much, and good morning, viewers. Good morning, everybody from Benin. Like he has said, the stake is very high. Edo people has never been disinformed like they are now. People are following up. People are following up minute by minute, looking at the activities. The major actors in these elections are taking their manifestos and their programs to the people. And people are questioning, and they want to know not just what you want to do. They want to know how you want to do it. And beyond what you want to do and how you want to do it, they also want to know what you have done. They want to know your antecedents. They want to know where you are coming from. They want to know the powers you have had over time, the privileges and opportunities you have had over time, how you have utilized them to the benefit of Edo people. Edo people are asking questions. And I like to say that this is one of the best informed campaign that we have had in Edo State. And whoever emerges this election will be the will of the people, because all of them have brought their programs to the people. And the people are questioning those programs. They are asking, how are you going to achieve this? How are you going to achieve it? And what we gave to you to do at initial. And how have you managed them? And those are the questions. It is not enough. Rhetorics won't change anything at this time. It is Edo people will critically analyze what you have brought before them, how you are going to achieve them, and the things you have done over time to make them trust you that if we give you this and you perform this way, how are you going to achieve what you are putting before us? And those are the issues, right?
Okay. I've heard people say that in this election, it's not really about political parties. It's about the candidate and the quality that they have. Does that resonate with you, Victor?
Yeah, I mean, in some quarters, it does. I mean, you have to look at the people participating in this election. Who are these individuals? How connected they are in terms of the educational orientations in our society, how exposed they are, what have they managed, what are those things that is in their quality that we need to look into. So that is, in some part of the society, who are looking at, it's not really about a political party, because you have seen people moving from party A to party B, from party C to party D. And that's why people are saying, it's not really about a political party. But there are also elements, there are also some people who are saying, yeah, it's about the party. Because we have two major political parties in Nigeria that have been tested over time since these 4 dispensations of our democracy. And people can compare the APC and PDP. What have they done? What are those things that APC have done? What are those things that PDP have done? So, I mean, I saw in your segment before we came in, we are discussing about the hike of fuel in Nigeria. Today is an eyesore where you see petrol being sold as 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 in some cases. But whereas during the PDP dispensations, fuel was being sold by 87 naira. And even when Jonathan administration, as of a time, wanted to increase it and remove these fuel subsidies, you see people protesting. Those people who protested then are the people in Helm of Affairs today, where a policy was being announced right from the first day without even looking into the nitty-gritty of the economy. You announce a policy, and the policy just changed the whole dynamics. If you look at the way Nigeria are today, I bought a bread yesterday for 2,500 naira. I can't believe it.
A loaf of bread.
A loaf of bread, you know. So I was like, I mean, it's something that, yes, people can still compare the policy of APC and PDP. So there are people in the different divide that will look at the individual and I said, okay, this individual that want to go out, let's remove the political element from them, which is the party element.
Okay.
Let's look at them. What have they done? Where are they coming from? Who are these people? What are the antecedents? There are people who are looking at that area. There are also people who are also looking at the party per se. So for me, the whole exercise has to do with the character of individual, where the person is coming from. Does the person have the capacity? Does he have the capability? Does he have the experience? I have been in government. I will tell you this. If you don't have the capacity, if you don't have the experience, if you don't have the capability to administer policies and look into that memo and vet the memo yourself, you will end up just being making policy that will also affect the people. That is why it is critical to look at this individual that is running for Edo State to see who are these guys, where have they worked before. They should come out and let Edo people question them. Go for town hall meeting and let people ask you, how are you going to change the economy? How are you going to generate power for the people? How will you deal with the transportation system in the states? So these are the things. We have to start looking at Edo as our own entity. You understand? If there is a true resources in Nigeria, what concerns us with the federal government? We will be producing our own power supply. We'll be producing our own policies that can help the state, growing the economy.
Okay.
But because the power has not yet reformed. And that is why some of us are still looking. But we need someone who can take Edo out of this government fiasco and let's start building a state that can stand independently.
Okay. Let me come to Sabon here. What are your thoughts on this talks about the fact that the policies of the federal government and how it's impacting on Edo people will be a major factor in this election?
Very true. Well, we cannot, on the basis of our political divide, begin to see red and call it black. Today, Nigeria is in a very bad shape, economically, and somebody is in the saddle. And of course, that person must take responsibility. And if he belongs to a political party, of course, political party is a vehicle through which you attain political power. And that party must also take responsibility for whatever is happening. Having said that, we must understand that tough times don't last forever. The man who is in the saddle right now, President Tinubu, have said that it is time to take tough decisions. And the problem we are currently dealing with, truth be told, is not peculiar to the APC as a party. It is a problem that has accumulated over time. And somebody has come out to take the bull by the horn, take tough decisions that will make Nigeria groan under a very tough hardship. But I believe very strongly, like he has said, that it is a tough time for us right now, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. And that having said that, it is important for us to know that beyond the hardship that we are dealing with as a people, there are visible benefits as well, which comes down to the state, which must also be used for the benefit of the generality of the state, and particularly Edo people. I'll give you an instance. The issue we are having today borders on fuel subsidy removal. That is the crux of the matter. And that is why today we are buying fuel at 110, 1,100, 1,200, or even more in other parts of the country. But how has that benefited Edo people? Edo people has gotten more money because of this fuel subsidy removal. Before the fuel subsidy removal, what we're getting as a state was in the number of 1 million, 1 billion, 1.3 billion every month. Today, Edo State is getting about 11, 13 billion monthly. It's in the internet. It's not for anybody. It's not for us to come here and begin to say things that are. It's everywhere. And whatever we say here can be scrutinized. Edo State now get more money. So again, we need to now have a government that will be able to make effective use of those additional resources that we are getting as a people for the benefit of the Edo man. If we get fuel for 120, for example, and we drive our cars on a good road, it is Edo paper, it's the Edo man that will benefit it. If we have buy fuel for 1,200 and we are able to use those resources that are accruable to us as a state to deal with the issue of security, our farmers will go to farm, and we have reduction in the price of foods and services. And that is why Edo people at this time must look beyond political party. We must begin to look at the antecedents of those that have presented themselves for elections. We must look at what they have done. We must look at the offices they have occupied and how empathic and disciplined they are. You see, leaders beyond the rhetorics of academic qualification, as important as that is, we must look at leaders who are disciplined and that have empathy. A leader must be sympathetic, must have his people at heart. It is what the people need that must drive the actions of a leader. It is not enough to come and hoodwink our people. We must look at what they have done. Now, like you said, we have two major political parties. We cannot have this conversation without talking about parties. We have APC, we have PDP, we have Labour Party, three major political parties. And of these three major political parties, it is only one of them that has not really been seen to have done ship from one party to another, even though by romance and by relationship he has been, working with two of these political parties. But for the APC and PDP, the two actors have been on the same political party. For instance, Aso Ighodalo, who said he is the economic advisor to the governor, has been a member of the APC because the governor that he was addressing was a member of the APC. And the Mondo Paolo has been a member of the PDP. Now he's a member of the APC. So beyond the fact that political parties are vehicles through which you get into political power, you must look at where they are coming from. Not just the political party they belong to, what they have done. You must look at a man who has been in the Senate for example, for about a year and some months now. What he has done with that office in the past 1 year and a half. And you look at a man who has been in the private sector, who has been in the bank, chairman of a bank, he has been a chairman of Nigerian Guinness or Nigerian Bureau, and he has been special economic advisor to the governor for 8 years. You must look at what they have done with these offices, how it has impacted to their people. Those are the issues we must be looking at.
Okay, let me proceed there.
Before you move ahead.
Yeah, go on, take it off from there.
Let me correct an impression, because when we say something on air, we have to fast check ourselves from what he said.
Very true.
Edo State is not getting 11 billion from federal.
How much is Edo State getting?
Edo State is getting depends on the allocation of what they share, because it fluctuates.
Yes.
Between 4 to 5 billion. That's
how much? No, sir,
let me finish. I didn't correct.
No, just hold on. Let's take it one at a time. You had your time.
You had your time.
You had your time.
So let me finish. When I finish, you can fast check me.
Thank you.
So these are the things. I said Edo State is getting between 4 to 5 billion from federal allocation. What the internet generated revenue for the state that the Obaseki have grew from 2 billion to 6 billion. So make a total between 10 to 11 billion is what is accrued to Edo State on a monthly basis. So for you to say that Edo State is getting 11 billion from federal allocation, that is strong. And again, for you to also say that Aswen was a member of APC, you can be an economy advisor to a government, not necessarily you belong to that political party. I was served in a Shomole government. I was never a member of APC. That is it. So when somebody see you that you are advising a government, does not really make you a member of that political party. If you remember when Oshomole came, you have Conscience Party that was a member of the cabinet, PDP were a member of the cabinet, because I was trying to form a unity party. But for you to say Aswan Igodalo was a member of APC as of the time, that is not the fact. So from there, let me also take it on this issue of what the federal government, Tinubu, will have done. I mean, like I said earlier, a government that was sworn in the very first day, it made a policy statement that turned the whole country upside down. And for you to tell us, as we speak today, that the purchasing power of Naira has completely worthless. Today, dollar is being sold for 1,635 as of today's market. So what you can buy with 1,000 Naira as of that time, if you remember before these people came in, the bag of rice was being sold for between 7 to 11,000 Naira. Today, a bag of rice is sold for 100,000. So even when you have more money in your pocket today, you cannot live that quality of life that you used to live many years ago. So what we are saying that APC government from the federal government has failed. These are people that, you don't run government on palliative. So when I hear when they say, oh, we are sending palliative to states, who does that? You don't run government on palliative. You run government on economic reform. If you want to reform government, first of all, your cost of governance must be reduced. You must bring it down. You can't, as of this time, when Nigerians cannot even feed themselves. You are buying a private jet. When Nigeria cannot feed themselves, you are going around the world spending the little resources that we have. When Nigeria cannot even feed themselves, you are buying a yacht. When Nigeria cannot even feed themselves, you are spending billions in renovating the vice president's house. Who does that? Anywhere in the world, when you are doing economic reform, the first thing you do, you bring the cost of governance down. That is what you do. Then you look at the economy, how you can reshape it. Those vital sectors in the economy, especially manufacturing, those are the things you should focus on. You don't focus on bringing a bag of rice to Edo State, bringing a bag of rice to another state and say the government is doing something. The government is not doing anything. You don't run or reform government through palliative. It's an abomination. If you read the economy, if you understand how government runs, government will sit down and see how particular policy will affect the life of the people before you take that initiative. And if that policy is not working, you also have the right to go back to the people and say, I'm sorry, this policy is not working. We can reverse it. But this government has not done that. What he's telling us is that we should be patient with it. You should be patient with the government for more than a year. You should be patient with the government. Right now, the fuel is going to 1,005. If you don't know, you should know that. because they come out because this government is run on secrets. They don't tell you what is going on. They come out and give you all this form of be patient with us, be patient with us, be patient with us. How long Nigeria should be patient? When people are dying, go to federal hospitals, there's nothing to write home about. There's no policy that has to do with our federal education. There's nothing this APC government have done. And somebody is telling me here that what he has done is benefiting the state. Whose state? Who is benefiting from it? When we are all here, we are all suffering. And you have this man sitting somewhere and he's enjoying himself with his cronies. And they are telling us that the government is doing something. Man, the government is not doing nothing.
What's the implication of this for Edo 2024? Particularly, because he mentioned something about the fact that the state has gotten, just a moment, that the state is getting more funds compared to what they used to earn. You have given the analysis, and it's within that range, even though in his opinion, this was coming from the federal government. But you are saying that when you combine what's coming from the federal and what the state is generating within the region of 10 million, has that impacted on the lives of Edo people to your satisfaction, to the point that you are saying that Edo people needs to vote PDP candidate again? Are you satisfied with?
Of course I'm satisfied with.
Share with us the thoughts along those lines.
Yes, I'm satisfied with what Obaseki have done. I mean, Obaseki, many people will criticize the guy on his own personal affair, but look at the governance, look at what he has done for the past 8 years. The infrastructural development, the planning, the welfare for the people. I will say this to people. I have lived in abroad, I schooled in abroad. It's difficult for you to have what we call insurance, health insurance. America today, the fight between the Republicans and the Democrats has to do with affordable health care. In Obaseki administration in these states, there's what they call a Edo health insurance scheme. I bought into it. I paid for 75,000 naira a year, where you do a co-payment of 10%. How do you qualify that? That is something that is directly impacting the life of the people. Today, you have over 200,000 people under that scheme. The government is not singing high heaven on it. Because I'm a member of health insurance, in fact, it should not even be called a Edo State health insurance scheme. It should even be called Obaseki Care. Because that is what is in America, Obamacare. It's an affordable act. I'm telling you today, I walked into a hospital. The last time I was in the hospital with the test and everything that was carried out was about 167,000. I was asked to pay 10%, which is 16,000. Apart from the 75,000 coverage, you also have the one of 36,000 naira coverage. You have the one of 18,000 naira coverage. People are not saying this. You are not seeing the kind of development. If I'm going from my house in Ugbo Road today, I'm going to Ebo, to Iriri, I don't need to come down to Airport Road. There are link roads that they have done. If you go to Pixet Road, the same thing. If you go to St. Peter, the same thing. This government have used the available resources to the best. As we speak, 8 institutions in Edo State have been reopened and been reinvested in. 8 institutions. At a time in 2012, the School of Nursing was closed down. School of Nursing was closed down. But today, the School of Nursing is one of the best in the nation. The School of Health, we had nothing to write home about. Today, the School of Health that was formed in 1964, go and look at the School of Health, is providing us those nursing aid that we need in our critical health infrastructure. There's a health sector that is being built on Country Home Road, which is the former Stella Obasanjo. There's an educational hub going on in the Yaro. You see, sometimes when they come into the state, those people that criticize Obaseki, they don't know what is going on. I live here. On a daily basis, I see the development that is happening in the state.
Okay.
But most people, they come from Lagos to come and do their own one bell weekend.
Let me pause it there.
And they don't know what's happening.
Let me pause it there.
On one factor, I like to agree with him.
On what?
On one factor, I like to agree with him when he said that the health insurance should not be called Edo State Health Insurance, but Obaseki's insurance.
Obaseki Care.
Obaseki Care.
SSI,
So it is actually Obaseki Care because it is for him. And
I said 265,000.
No, sir, you had your time.
Yes.
You had your time.
All right, Victor, no, you had your time.
You had your time.
I know.
So I agree with you that that health care is Obaseki's care, not Edo State
Yes, I
health
said
facility.
so. I said to be called.
Because you told us about the health insurance, but you didn't tell us how many Edo people can access it. We have close to 3 million Edo lives. How many Edo people can access it? You don't bring up a program to please yourself and your cronies. You must bring a program that will affect the downtrodden, the poorest of the poor. You see, he didn't tell us of the 192 wards in Edo State where Obaseki built just one healthcare facility, one of the 192 wards. It is not sufficient to bring up programs on papers. Those programs must reflect directly on the people. Today we can assess it. I live in Edo State. I was born here. I have lived all my life here. Anytime I travel, I must come back here. So for him, he has lived abroad. Perhaps he's not abreast with the sufferings of the people. We can assess it. Our children can't go to school. He talks. They tell us about Edo best. He said Edo was. Edo is not best in any way because it is not for those who have jobs. It is for governance is about the poor, the poorest of the poor, those who can't do things for themselves, those who believe that government is where whatever they are doing is for them. That is what we should be talking about. The Obaseki government is for himself and his acolytes, for people like my senior brother Victor. It's for him. It's not for people like us who still lives. There's some people who still live in the hamlets and villages. We have 192 wards. A government for 8 years didn't build one. The only one that was built by the previous government, he concession to his friend. Today, Edo State cannot access specialist hospital. That hospital was deliberately built in the center of Benin, so that everybody from every corners of Edo will be able to access it. But today, to take card in that hospital today is about 12,000 naira. Edo State Specialist Hospital. Because it is run by private. It is not Edo State Government Hospital. So we are in crisis. Edo is in crisis. And to agree with him that today, both between what we get from federal government and what we receive as IGRO is about 11 billion. Okay, I don't want to join issues with him on that. But let us agree that is, for the purpose of this discourse, that is correct. How has that translated to primary schools? Iguelao, to the primary school in Usanu, in Edo North, to the primary school in Emado, in Edo Central. Those are the issues. It is not enough to say that you have done X, Y, Z on paper and it doesn't reflect on government is about the people. We are having issues, like myself. I have issues admittedly with the way things are in Nigeria. And like I said, government must take responsibility. Today, it's APC government that is in power. And they must take responsibility for what is happening.
Okay. You wanted to respond to some of the issues that he raised about governance in Edo State, interfacing it with the resources that has accrued to Edo State. Yeah.
You know, when he was saying some certain things, I understand he was playing politics with it. You know, for him to say that he's not aware about the Edo insurance health scheme that have been in existence for a while.
I didn't say I was not aware. I said, who can access it?
No, let me tell you
who
can access it. The pensioners, the pensioners in Edo can access it. All the pensioners. The civil servants in Edo can access it with their family. Private sectors can access it with their family. As we speak, ITV, where we are today, the staff here can access it. And in fact, most private companies around Benin or around Edo State can access it. Rural area can access it. It's very, very accessible.
Rural area, which hospital are they going to use? My mother lives in the village.
Let me finish.
In my village,
it's your responsibility. Listen now, listen. Okay. Let me finish.
No, I just wanted to make something clear.
All Edo light.
No, it's a
no.
The airlights in Edo.
No,
I think it's best.
It's not the,
you are deliberate with the use of your words.
Listen.
The airlights in Edo can access it.
Let me tell you.
But our parents, our sisters in the village,
your mother can access it if you provide it for your own mother. It is your responsibility. Listen now, my friend. Let me finish.
Can we take it one at a time? Samohe, just let's take it one at a time. Hold on. Let's take it one at a time.
The problem that APC as a party have, you know, right from Lai Mohammed, you people know how to deceive Nigerians. But I think Edo is so sophisticated that with someone like you cannot come on television and to try to deceive them because they know There are healthcare centers.
No, you can't say I'm deceiving.
No, because your words, let me finish.
No, you need to withdraw that.
No.
Sabohe, just calm down. Hold on. Hold on. Just hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Your party, APC, your party, came to Nigeria and told us that they can make 1 naira, $1. They deceived Nigeria. They brought a change that brought hardship. Your party told us that they will grow the economy and they will give everybody, especially the youth, a job. They lied. So I'm saying, with your party slogan, known for, in the states and also in the country, you have admitted here that your party has failed Nigeria.
I didn't say so.
By extension.
I said they take responsibility for how Nigeria is
when
working.
you take responsibility of the hardship of Nigeria, that is failure.
That's responsibility.
So what I'm saying to you...
We don't deny what we have not done.
No, what I'm saying to you...
We don't deny what we have done.
What I'm saying to you...
We admit what we have done.
Sabohe, can you be calm? Can you be calm? Because you're extending the time that we'll allocate him to talk.
So let me finish. Because if we are talking about the problem we have in this country today that is caused by APC government, and they try to distort information. That is exactly what you are trying to do to Edo people. I'm telling you, I brought the healthcare insurance because this is meant for Edo people. It's not for Obaseki. It's not for the elites. Elites can afford it. The hospital you are referring to, the Edo State Specialist Hospital you are referring to, I have seen one of the APC chieftain that did an operation there and paid 10% of the co-payment of the insurance. Some of your APC party members are benefiting. I don't want to mention his name on this.
I just able on the health insurance, ITV radio staff members are on the Edo State Health Insurance Scheme, because it's important that we speak truth to power. We speak to the facts so that everybody is placed in proper perspective. It's not it's not for us to banding statements that are not factual. Just in the name of policy. We've got to move, beyond that. I like it when Osabohe says something like, well, the federal government under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has to take responsibility for the state of the nation. Yeah, Nogama has his own way of, explaining that. But the point is, the Edo State Health Insurance Scheme is real. You have a responsibility to access it by making the premium payment. You can do it for your father, you can do it for your mother, you can do it for anybody, but it's there for you to access it. So we need to establish that.
Let me tell you this.
No, just a moment. He hasn't finished. I just interjected so he can anchor the point. Just please anchor the point.
So what I'm trying to say is this, because some of these APC members who comes and say Obaseki this, Obaseki that, they don't even know what is going on in government. If they are showing state news today, most of them will off their television. They don't want to listen because of the hatred that they have. Government is not run as such. There are policies that is benefiting the state, not benefiting the party. So what he is saying that there is no health care, go to Igwabazowa. I was in Igwabazowa day before yesterday. The Igwabazowa health care township road, that was tied by Obaseki. That road was impassable for years. I was there day before yesterday. It was tied all the way down to the health center, and the health center was also renovated. If you go around the 13 local government that they have worked on, you will see what the Obaseki have uplifted the primary health care. He mentions about Edo Best. Let me remind this guy. You don't just build a classroom and said, okay, fine, go and teach the student. People don't understand what Edo Best, what it means for our Edo people. Teachers have been retrained. Teachers have been given the instrument and the materials to teach our students. At a time in these states, schools were producing non-entity. People go through school, they can't spell their name. And under this Obaseki administration, they introduced this Edo Best. If you go around our primary school and secondary school today, go and see the development and the quality of teaching. Curriculums have been reversed. Unlike you just sit down and no curriculum change, nothing. These are what they do best. People came all the way from outside the country to come and study this. Other states came to come and study this. Because they know the value that Edo First, even Lagos State, they came here. But APC doesn't want to hear that because it is a policy that has been successful, that has been embraced by many. And as a result, because Obaseki name is attached to it, All what they think is that, no, there's nothing good about it.
Okay.
But they need to separate the man from the good policies that he has brought for us. So far, so well, in this state, as we speak today, the first state to pay 70,000 minimum wage, the first state to even pay that 40,000 minimum wage. So Obaseki is leading Nigerians and is leading other states to El Dorado. So people like APC need to sit down and study this man and give him the credit that is accrued to the man.
All right, Osabon here, you have the floor now.
Yes. You see, he talked about APC lying to Nigerians. I think I take serious exception to that. That's not correct. When you are coming into office, like we are currently campaigning, we are telling Edo people what we will do and what we will not do, and how we are going to achieve it. And of course, that's what the APC did. First, we must say that Tinubu, on the first day of assumption of office, removed subsidy. Perhaps my elder brother is not aware that 6 months before Tinubu took over, Nigeria has stopped paying subsidy. It was no longer in our budget. That is one. Then number two, he talked about APC lying to Nigeria.
No, you said, just a moment, you said 6 months before that.
Yes.
That's not correct, because
Right.
subsidy was still available till June 31st.
Subsidy was not in...
It was there in the
Subsidy
budget.
was
There was
not-
provision.
subsidy
Go and check the facts.
Subsidy was not in the 2024
Hold on,
budget.
hold on. There was subsidy.
Subsidy was not
Just
in
hold
the
on, Osabon, hold on,
yes,
hold on.
Yes.
Subsidy money was still available till July 31st, running from the previous
Perhaps
administration.
if you
So
check-
why didn't Mr. President wait till the exhaustion
Perhaps-
or what the previous government has provided
Perhaps
before making that
perhaps
statement?
you check the budget. That's
I'm telling you, I'm not even talking about the budget. I'm talking about the under the present
subsidy-
previous administration. There was
subsidy-
budget
subsidy
provision
was-
for it.
Subsidy was
Okay,
no
establish
longer-
your point so it doesn't look
subsidy
like I'm
was
joining
no-
you in this
Subsidy was no
conversation.
longer in the budget. I will say that.
So you
Tinubu
can
said
contact him.
he will provide student loan. Is he providing it? Yes. You can't do everything as a government at the same time. Obaseki came to Benin. He told us that he will provide 2,000 jobs. Is he providing all the 2,000?
Of course.
The answer is no.
Of course.
He brought the former vice president to Benin and took him to somewhere in Ologbo. There was no build an industrial park. Is the industrial park there today? The answer is no. He told us that he will build 192 healthcare centers across Edo State. How many has he built? The answer is none. He told us about Edo Best. Today, the highest you have as teachers in our primary school are either 3 or 4 with one headmaster and 3 teachers to teach a population of over 300. What is best in that? What is best in that? You see, he has a responsibility because he feels fast from the government. And I will be surprised if he comes here to say otherwise. But he talks about the health insurance. I insist that is for the airlines. ITB staffs are in Benin. They're in the metropolitan local government.
They are lights.
They are airlines.
What about the
So the
personnel?
cleaner in ITV is an airline.
The
The driver is an airline. I mean, come on, guys, come on, come on.
The airlines
Come
are
on.
referring in this category
yeah.
are those in the metropolitan local government.
Okay.
What about in my area, for example, there are 11 villages that makes up my clan. Of those 11 villages, you said I can apply for my mother.
Yeah.
If my mother, who lives in the village,
Yes.
does not have one health facility in the entire clan, how will he assess it? If he falls sick, before I get to Benin, the worst probably would have happened. Even in the event that I wish to bring her to Benin, there are no roads to my place. Those are government roads. It is only in Edo that we have roads where a government shamelessly will bring up a signboard and ask Edo people to bear with them that this is federal road. As if Edo State is the only state that exists in Nigeria. Governments all over Nigeria are facing federal road for their citizens and recoup the money back from federal government because policies make that possible. Okay. So Edo State today is on the reverse jar.
Okay, let's
Obaseki is in the wheel.
All right, let's
and
quickly.
He must take responsibility.
Yeah.
Like he expects Tinubu. You cannot come here and condemn Tinubu actions.
Okay.
And how it affects the ordinary Edolites. And not condemn what Obaseki is doing with our
Okay.
money.
All right. Let's quickly anchor this point now. at the beginning, I raised this question. The focus of our conversation, I mean, with these undercurrents of the debates that you guys are having, who can raise the bar of governance in Edo State? If, in your perspective, Obaseki hasn't done well, in your perspective, Obaseki has done creditably well. We're talking about raising the bar to the next level, raising the bar of governance in Edo State. Who has that capacity?
I mean, it is obvious. I mean, we can't come here.
And then give us the reasons.
Yes, I mean, we can't come here and start twisting words politically incorrect and those sort of stuff. Like from what he said, that Obaseki put a signboard on the road. Let me quickly correct that. The first state to have been putting signboard on the road. Let me finish.
On our road.
No, just hold on now. Just hold on.
I don't have a patience to finish. I mean, I allow you to make your point. You said he put a signboard on the road. Yes. The first government that started putting signboard on the road was the same Tinubu in 1999 government in Lagos, when he was telling people that this is a federal road. It's Tinubu that started it. Even Oshomole did it during our time to also let people know that this is a federal road. So it's not an Obaseki, and it's not an Obaseki that invented it. So I just want to let you know that your president invented it. Tinubu invented it. So, but from your own question, it is clear you have a candidate of our party who is engaging the people, making himself available to the people for any question. His antecedent is there for you to look into. His background is there as an economist and as a lawyer, what he has done. But he have also said, my friend here have also said that he have advised the previous government is for you to be in government, to understand government before you can actually govern. If you are outside government, you cannot really understand government. So the man is bringing wealth of experience to the people of Edo State, how he's going to continue the development in the state. He has the blueprint of how he's going to do it. He has been doing it. So for me, there's a clear case that Aswen Igodalo is the person that can continue the development that we have in this state. Because in this state, we need continuity. We don't want what happened to Nigeria when Buhari took power from Jonathan. Then he put us back 25 years back. We don't want it in Edo State. We want that continuity. If he agrees that Aswen Igodalo was a member of the economic team in Oshomole government, then also chairman of the Alaudao in Obaseki government. So the man has been coming with some wealth of experience on how Edo State should be governed. And you compare to his own party candidate, he's a spiritual candidate. We can't see him. He comes on air when they are doing their campaign. He has not sat down in the studio like this or sat down with the journalists and let them ask him, how are you going to do this? The man does not have the comprehension of how government is run. So he's spiritual. That is why my friend here will come out and defend him. He will send people to defend him. You don't see spirit because people have to speak on behalf of the spirit. So I call him a spiritual candidate with all due respect. So for me, it is not the time for us in Edo to be hiding our own candidate. I can never support any candidate that cannot defend himself. I can never support, regardless of any political party, because I will be laughed at by my children to say, Daddy, why are you supporting this man? This man cannot come out and tell us if it's a candidate that is telling us now that, oh, I will wait for my leader to advise me on what to do before I do it. Wait for your leader to advise you before you do it. You cannot take an independent decision. You can't read through the memo and understand the nature of the policies and act on it. We don't need a government like that. We don't need a governor like that. We need somebody from day one, he will hit the ground running. And that is Aswen Igodalo. I can tell you that it's privilege, it's an honor for me to see such a person running for the governor of Edo State. Okay. Before now, you have these people who have this challenger attitude that present themselves. So for me, there's no question. Edo people are wiser. They are smarter to understand that you cannot compare a truck driver with a plane
all right. Pilot. Yes, raising the bar of governance in Edo State.
You see, I will not, but Victor is my elder brother. I will not join issues with him because I'm a Benima and we are trained to respect elders. So on the basis of that, I will not join issues with him. But like I've said in this studio and every other place I've gone to, all those who are contesting elections today are our Edolites. And in one way or the other, they are qualified to be governor of Edo State. But you must begin to look at the antecedents to enable you make an informed decision. There's a parable we make in my place that is a minimum that it is when you are clearing the road to the farm that you will know a man that can perform when he gets to the farm. You see, look at these two characters. Aswe Igudali, a fine man, gentleman, a lawyer, a boardroom guru. But the question you will ask, how much of what he knows and where he has been and the privileges he has enjoyed as an individual, how much has that affected the Edo lives? This is a man who was a chairman of Sterling Bank for several years. In his entire years as board chairman, there is no one Sterling Bank branch in the entire land. This is a man who prided himself as economic advisor to the failed Governor Obaseki's administration. I'll say it's failed. He never attracted one project to the entire land. This is a man who ran Nigerian brewery for a number of years. Not one did he attract a thing to his immediate constituency. Only for him to now to be a governor, he came to the people with an interpreter. It makes, excuse me, sir. I just told you what Aswe represents. He's an opportunist. He wants to take advantage of Edo people. But like he said, I agree with him that Edo people are wiser now. But look at Apakomiza. 1 year into office, he understood the issue of his people, the Esan people, that the major challenge, because you cannot rule a people you don't know, sir, that the major challenge in Esan land, beyond road and schools, is water. And the man is seeking borehole to solve the, excuse me, you will say that borehole is minute, but not in Esan land. You are from Esan, sir. Is there, with due respect, I'm not sure there is borehole.
If I give you my answer now, you say I'm partisan.
No.
So I won't say anything.
No, I'm just giving you an instance. That you will agree that you must be able to identify the challenge of the people. And that is what Akpakomiza represents. Identifying, relating with, he talks about him not engaging the media. It is either he is not aware, I don't want to use the word ignorant because it's my elder brother. It's either he's not aware or he's just deliberately, as usual, distorting facts. Akpakomiza was with BBC. He was with BBC. He chooses to honor that invitation. Much as he has to engage Edo people, he reserves the right to choose where to go and where not to go. And in this instance, he's engaging the most important people in this election, which are the electorates. Okay. He's meeting them in their hearts. He's meeting them in their hamlets. He's meeting them in the cities, in the streets of Benin, and everywhere. So Akpakomiza is a homeboy.
Okay.
He's a man that we know,
okay,
that we have tested, and we can trust. Okay. And we are calling Edo people at this time that English, like I've said here, will not remove Edo from flood.
Okay. All right.
It is only good government.
If I can quickly respond to it. We need a government, we need a person that can govern Edo State, not Esan land. Because what he has said about Bakomiza is all about Esan.
No, it's where he has operated.
Brother,
it is where we are.
When you are saying,
no, sir, excuse me.
If you want me to interject, my voice is louder than yours. You know you are my junior.
So, hey, just be calm. Just be calm. Just be calm. Be calm. Because okay, now can you be calm? Can you be calm? Because I won't come back to you again. Yeah, Victor.
So what I'm trying to say to you, the viewers, is that we need a government or a governor for all Edo people, from Akoko Edo down to Ogbese, down to Igbobazowa, all the way to Ologbo. We need a government of not involved in nepotism or not involved in tribal affair. From what I have said about our candidate, our candidate have made himself known to Edo people by engaging them through any avenue of the media. You can't just rely on BBC, which is foreign, even though it's being conducted in pidgin English. But even in that interview that he referred to, we now heard for the first time the policy of Akpakomiza as relates to power generation, where he said he will give transformer and he will give poles to people. That is how he wants to generate power. You know, we also heard from that interview, that BBC interview, where Akpakomiza said that the only way he will fix a federal road, he will do a budget of 10 billion. In his reverse, he will send 20 billion to the federal to pay. So that is budget padding, that is corruption, that is falsification, and we will not allow such a person right from day one who is thinking of how to defraud Nigeria government. We will not allow it. So for me, the choice is clear between good and evil, between those who have the experience to provide the dividends of democracy, to provide the needed infrastructural development, the continuity that we have laid on ground. We cannot allow it. Today, as we speak, Edo State is paperless. What it means is that if you are not well educated, if you are not computer literate, you can't work in Edo. We are moving to the next generation technology. We are no longer being an analog of carrying file from one position to another. Today, if you go to some designated area around town, you have a free Wi-Fi. This is thinking. This is how Singapore was built. We can't be relying on somebody who wants to provide a transformer and provide a pole and want to padding the infrastructure of the states that he will send to federal government with 50% profit margin. Those are fraud. We are not thinking of that. We are thinking of how to build the state to be independent of the federal government. So we have someone of Aswen Ighodalo who he said have sit on board. You know, I've sat on two boards in my life. You don't take somebody who does not know to sit in the board. You take people because these are stakeholders. Those are investors. For him to say that, oh, let me go and put, I was a banker. You can't carry a branch of a bank and take it somewhere else to your mother village or to your father village. Take, for instance, if I'm the board chairman of the managing director of any bank, I cannot take a branch to Welu, where my father is from. I can't do that because it's not viable. What you are doing as a board member or as a managing director, you have to look out for the best interest of your stakeholders or your investors. You cannot just carry a branch of Sterling Bank and take it to Ubiaja because I'm the chairman. You can't take Nigerian breweries and take it to Ubiaja because I'm the chairman of Nigerian brewery. That does not make sense. So when the man become a governor
So
tomorrow,
those who have
there's
branches,
nobody
those who have branches there.
The reason, let me
we
tell
have
you,
branches of other banks.
let me tell you, those
other
are
new generation banks.
Tell me, I will tell you
in
the reason. Let me tell you. Let me finish now.
You see, you are not allowing the conversation to flow. You are interjecting.
You are interjecting.
Yeah.
I'm telling you how it works in the corporate world, in the economic world. You know, so for you to, it's not even the chairman's decision to take a branch to his own village. It's not. You have corporate heads. You have operational heads who will give you a report and tell you that I'm taking a branch to this very community. Reason being is that it will be profitable to the company. It's the company first. So for me, it's not like what Akpakomiza said in one of his campaign, that if he was a chairman of a bank, he will have a Sterling Bank in Ubiaja or in his own town. Nothing will happen. Man, that is just to tell you that this is another guy that would not think through the policy before making it. So we don't want that mistake.
Okay. Let me get a final take from you, Sabo here.
You see, what he has said in summary is that between himself and his candidates, they have resolved that the entire land is rural area. Because we have Ekpoma. Ekpoma has a university. We have Uromi. Uromi have a federal institution. We have Ubiaja. It's already a city. We have Irua. It's already a town. And you say that we have Igwebe. We have banks. In these 5 local government headquarters, there are banks in their numbers. And he said that it is not within the powers and the privileges of a board chairman. It just shows that the man is not abreast with, of course, he probably may have not have been there. So he doesn't know that those places he calls villages, they are now town, because he was probably told that it's from a village where there are witches. So those who do not believe are worthy to have.
So who told him they are from a village where they are witches?
Maybe that's why he cannot.
Say it now. You can't say it on TV.
No, I cannot say specifically because that is why
don't speculate.
That's why he probably has not been to his village.
Don't speculate.
You know, so you see, Akpakomiza is an own boy.
Okay.
He talks about taking Edo backward. No. Any leader who believes that he has monopoly of knowledge to drive a state has failed admission.
All right.
That's a leader.
That's the most, gentlemen, that's the most we can have on the program. Thank you so much, Sabo here. Victor, thanks a lot for coming.